The morning light filtered gently through the curtains as 6-year-old Emily bounded into the kitchen, her pigtails bouncing with every step. "Daddy," she chirped, launching herself into James's waiting arms. He caught her with ease, holding her close as if trying to freeze time. Today wasn't like other mornings. His army uniform lay folded neatly on the kitchen table, a silent reminder of what was coming. James knelt down, looking into Emily's big brown eyes. "I have to go away for a little while, sweetheart," he said softly. Her smile faded. "Again?" she whispered. He nodded, brushing a stray strand of hair from her face. "But I promise I'll come back." Emily's voice cracked. "What if you don't?" James hesitated, then reached into his pocket, pulling out his dog tags. He gently placed them around her neck. "Whenever you miss me, just hold on to this. I'll be wearing mine, and that means we're connected, no matter how far apart we are." Emily clung to him, unwilling to let go. As the taxi pulled up outside, James hugged her tight one last time. But as he reached the door, Emily ran after him, her voice trembling. "Daddy, please don't leave me." James turned, eyes glassy, and knelt to embrace her once more, longer this time. "Be brave, baby girl. I love you more than anything." And then he was gone, leaving behind the echo of a promise and a little girl holding onto a chain that now held her whole world. Days turned into weeks, and the house felt quieter without James's laughter or the sound of his boots by the door. Emily, now more reserved, started waiting by the mailbox every afternoon, hoping for a letter with her name written in bold letters, "To Emily, from Daddy." One afternoon, it finally came. Her hands trembled as she tore the envelope open. Inside was a note written in James's familiar handwriting. "My brave little soldier," it began. He described the hot, dusty days, the long nights under foreign skies, and how every star reminded him of her. "When I close my eyes, I see you running in the yard with your rabbit. I miss you so much." Emily clutched the paper to her chest, as if it could bring him closer. With her mother's help, she wrote back, a crayon-drawn rainbow and a note that simply said, "I love you, Daddy. Please come home soon." These letters became a ritual, her tiny window into her father's faraway world. Sometimes she'd fall asleep holding them, the dog tags still warm around her neck. Sarah watched it all with a quiet ache in her heart. Though she smiled for Emily's sake, her own fears grew heavier with each passing day. But she never let Emily see her cry. Instead, they looked up at the night sky together, choosing a star to name Daddy. And every time it twinkled, Emily whispered, "He's thinking about me." For now, that was enough to keep her hope alive. The rain drizzled gently against the windows as Emily colored quietly on the living room floor, humming the tune of a lullaby her father used to sing. Her drawing was of a rainbow, a little girl, and a man in uniform standing beneath it, just like the one she had mailed him weeks ago. The peaceful silence was broken by the sudden chime of the doorbell. Sarah, wiping her hands on a kitchen towel, opened the door to find 2 soldiers in dress uniform standing solemnly on the porch. Her heart stopped. No words needed to be said. Her knees buckled, and one of the soldiers gently caught her as tears filled her eyes. Emily peeked from the hallway, confused by the sight. "Mom?" she called softly. Sarah turned, eyes red, and opened her arms. Emily ran to her. "Where's Daddy? Did he send you something?" she asked, her voice full of hope. Sarah could barely speak. "Sweetheart," she choked, "Daddy, he's not coming home." Emily stared at her, the words not sinking in. "But he promised." Sarah nodded, tears falling freely. "I know, baby. I know." That night, Emily clutched the last letter he'd sent and held the dog tags tightly against her chest. She pressed her face to the window, eyes scanning the rainy sky for a sign, anything at all. "You said you'd come back," she whispered. But the sky remained silent. And in the quiet of that night, childhood met heartbreak for the very first time. Years passed, but the memory of James remained etched in Emily's heart. Now 12, she stood on the stage of her school auditorium, clutching a folded piece of paper with trembling hands. Today was Veterans Day, and Emily had been chosen to give a speech in honor of fallen heroes. Her voice quivered as she faced the crowd. "My dad was a soldier," she began, "but to me, he was just Daddy." The room grew silent. "He used to say we were connected by the stars. That even if he was far away, we could still feel each other." A lump formed in her throat, but she pushed through. "He gave me his dog tags before he left. I wore them every day. And when he didn't come back, I thought I'd lost him forever." She paused, glancing at the sky through the auditorium windows. "But I didn't. I see him in the stars. I hear him in the wind. And every time it rains, I look for the rainbow. Because when I was little, I drew us under one, and I like to think he's still standing there with me." A tear slid down her cheek. The crowd was silent, many wiping their own eyes. That evening, as the sun dipped low and a soft rain fell, Emily stood by the window. And there it was, bright, bold, stretching across the sky. She smiled, placing her fingers on the glass. "I see you, Daddy," she whispered. "You kept your promise after all."